Sunday morning, test shaving with a rehoned by myself Filly14 Imperial Series 1. Now this one came from Spain and it hasn't got any gold etching on the panel. It is quite an early razor, but it did have a very considerable frown on the blade. And I watched Matt Robbins, who does some very good videos of how to correct a frown, and I did it his method, which is to use a 4 or a 1200 grit diamond plate using a rather low angle, probably about 30 degrees, to actually remove the offending frown, to give you a nice straight edge. I think one of the reasons it had such a pronounced frown was there was a warp on the spine and a high spot dead in the middle on the left hand side of the blade. I decided I would then revisit the diamond plate and remove that offending high spot. So ending up by putting it on a 1000 grit stone and ensuring that the evenness between the spine and the edge was correct. It also obviously reset the bevel, flat bevel, and then took it through the normal progression. I went 3000, 5000, 8000, 10,000, and then I gave it a quick hanging hair test at 10,000, too quick as it turns out, and it was fine. I then finished it. My finishing stone is a black Arkansas, which cost me an absolute bloody fortune from America, because they insisted on putting the retail price on the package, so I ended up paying the best part of 100 quid in customs duties. Thanks guys, very kind of you. Anyway, as it happens, it does give a very nice edge. I'm not convinced that natural edges are necessarily better than synthetic edges. Certainly the HHT, which I performed late last night on this fella, was very, very good, I thought. But come this morning, I gave it another hanging hair test, which is why the hanging hair test is so blasted useful. Yes, it was pinging, 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 but not on the very tip. So I'd assumed that it was okay by just doing the hanging hair test more or less middle for diddle, only to find that it actually wasn't pinging the hair correctly right at the very nose of the razor. So I took it back to 10k downstairs, and then I put about another 50-60 laps on the black Arkansas. Anyway, it's been stropped now. Let's see how it performs. So this is a very nice full 8/8 early Filly14 Series 1. See if I can show you. Can I? As you can see, it's the Imperial. So it's exactly the same shape blade as their usual double noble. It's just they decided to put Imperial on it. But anyway, let's see. Beautiful. Oh, that is very good. Yeah, I'm not sure about J-Net. Well, I say J-Net, that's Japanese. I'm not sure about natural stone edges versus synthetic. But this is a lovely sharp, as you can hear. Pretty effortless. Anyway, it was just to say that we learn, hopefully, as we go along with these things. If you, like me, are relatively new to straight razor honing, it's always a good idea to go back to the old saws. One is, if it doesn't ping all the way along the edge when you're doing a hanging hair test, then you've obviously missed out somewhere and you've got a slight, I wouldn't say a flat spot, but the ideal, we do the usual stuff of a grape or a baby tomato to make sure it slices that absolutely perfectly through the skin all the way along. If you miss out that, again, you're doing the same as a hanging hair test. You're actually missing out on what could be an area that isn't quite honed properly. But this one will do very nicely. You can't beat old steel. Little bit of resistance there. And I've been just done 40 press ups just to warm up. Here it's rather a cold day. And I've been honing again, as I've just told you, which is not the warmest of jobs. Yeah, I wouldn't put this as my favourite razor, but it's good. Yeah, it's good. The lighting in here, in my bathroom, is rubbish. It's winter. I hate winter. What I will do is I'll just do a couple more gentle little passes and call it probably a day, because to be honest, I spent a long time yesterday straightening and honing this razor, and it's lovely to save a nice razor. This is now absolutely fine. Anybody would say this is a dead straight, completely even razor. Which seems to be cutting very, very nicely. Let's go against the grain. Yep. I would still say probably a concave edge would be superior. I've only tried a few, and at the moment I reserve judgment. It was a little bit hit and miss, but this one is a standard flat bevel, and as you can hear, faultless. I'm sure it could be improved, probably not by me. We only hold these things for a while, you know. I mean, when I'm dead and gone, this won't be. This will still be a blisteringly good early razor from the classic period, anywhere from 1920s to sort of 1970s really. But this one having the Imperial Jose Montserrat Pau on it with a very small 14. It came in an old case, the Series 1 case, so I can't pontificate too much about exactly the period. All I do know is I won't put up with a crooked razor and I won't put up with pitting. So this one is an unpitted, perfectly straight early razor, and I'm very happy with it. Anyway, I'll leave you in peace. Have a wonderful Sunday if you're watching today. If not, try and keep warm, and I'll see you soon.